College Football Show, week 8 of college football, which is crazy. We're halfway through this season. How are we feeling, boys?
Great.
We're further than halfway, right?
Well, most teams are 5-1, right? Most teams are 5-1 or 4-2 or.
I guess we're halfway.
6-0.
Played 6 games.
Yeah, it's like
6-0 maybe.
6-0.
6-0. 6-0.
I feel like teams have played 6 games and a bye.
Yeah, so it's halfway.
Yeah.
It's halfway. Dave, how you doing?
Tough week for Michigan, but we are ready to get to work.
Okay, just moving past it.
Where's your blue collar shirt?
I have that on the way to Provo.
Oh, okay, good.
Are you going to wear? Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to it. We'll get right into the High Noon College Football Weekend preview. Dave, tell us about High Noon.
High Noon. We all know Saturday's the fall mean one thing. College football is back. Nothing goes better with football game day than High Noon. High Noon is under 100 calories, made with real spirits, natural flavors, available in vodka seltzer, tequila seltzer, non-carbonated vodka iced tea, which means you can tailgate like a champion. I like the iced teas. I like the green tea. I like the plain iced tea. This fall, make sure High Noon, your MVP. Visit highnoonspirits.com to find a pack near you. High Noon, suns up.
The peach tea is phenomenal.
Oh, the best.
It's right. It's so good. Okay, so the Holy War, Dave, you will be there with Big Noon kickoff. Number 23 Utah, number 15 BYU. Utah -3.5. The over/under at 49.5. Brandon, we've talked about this. We've done a lot of rivalry games over the years.
Yep.
We went to Utah a few weeks ago. The only thing they wanted to talk about is how much they hate BYU. This rivalry is incredibly heated.
Yeah, a lot of hate. Going through both fan bases. I got a lot of DMs from BYU fans asking us why we were there and had never come to BYU. And then I was walking through the tailgates at Utah. All they wanted to talk about was BYU and stuff like that. Also, BYU is just the most disrespected team in the country, including by me.
Well, yeah,
they started 9-0 last year. Didn't really prove anything. Didn't do anything. I didn't believe in them. They're starting 6-0 this year. I don't believe in them.
Yeah, because they haven't played anyone. That's you. You can win games if they don't play an SEC team. You don't believe in them.
That's not okay.
That's fair.
No, that's
fair.
the whole thing to do an SEC thing.
Great point.
It's a great point. I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not trying to attack you. I'm saying if a team has a great start, but they don't play an SEC team, they will never be on your radar.
But another thing, it's not
what?
Story.
Yes, they're a cute story. They'll someday find out who's daddy. They're a cute story. This is all I said was true.
It's not just who they've beaten, though. It's how they win. They've been doing this for a year and a half, where they just pull these games out at the very end. They're winning these games against Arizona in overtime. Like, they haven't been overly impressive, but they don't lose.
Yeah, the Arizona game was like they both were trying to give it to the other person. Like, no, go ahead, please. You take this.
Like, do you think BYU's good?
They're a cute story.
They're a cute story. Yeah.
They're cute. They're a cute story, but
I'm not going to bet against them in this spot because BYU is at home. The hatred is so much, and they just keep winning games.
Well, and when we were in Utah, we did see Utah just get absolutely killed by Texas Tech.
Texas Tech's a different level.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, when Utah did play a very good team, but these teams do seem to be a little bit more even. Dan, who are you going to take?
I would take the points at home in the Holy War with BYU. They're, what is it, plus 3.5 right now? Yeah. I think also the BYU is kind of funky. Like, they got like Retzlaff last year. Not everything looks perfect. Bachmeier this year, he wears number 47. It's like there's weirdness to them where they don't, as a team, like their offense doesn't always flow, but they kind of just find a way to make it work. But that's what this game is to me. It's a huge rivalry, the home team getting the points. Something weird's going to happen.
It was the bad call last year, right? It was like a pass interference.
Yeah. I'm excited for this game, though. This is an awesome, college football. This is what college football should be type of game.
And Dave, you'll be there. How do you feel about going to Provo?
I'm excited. I mean, it's definitely, as we all just said, it's really could be like 1A, 1B, something like that for hated rivalry. I saw a story, guy already got arrested because he was threatening to shoot every single person that he saw, I believe, wearing, was it one of the teams?
Wearing red. Utah.
It was,
you can't say that.
You
can't say that.
Well, no, he got arrested. And in a rare moment of teams coming together, both sides were like, that may have been too far. He was literally saying he was going to kill anybody. He's like, I'm going to shoot you if I see you. So I'm excited for it. Listen, I have BYU in my top 10. So somebody on this panel is not disrespecting them.
I do too.
I agree with everything that Dan just said. Listen, you go on the road and beat Colorado, that's a real win. West Virginia can trip you up. Like, yes, they win games. And in the Dave Portnoy power rankings, that's all I care about. Winning games. And those are real teams. Like Colorado just beat Iowa State. So, I mean, these are places you go that you can lose. They find ways to win. I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm going to take the home team in the points. I'm excited to be there. They are weirdly very excited for us to be there, me be there. They want all of us there, with the caveat that we couldn't swear on our show. So I wasn't sure how to do that.
Fuck that.
No, and could we even have like any type of alcohol or anything? They can't do any of that, right?
No, I don't think you can drink. No coffee, no hot drinks,
Yeah.
no talking about soaking, none of that.
So basically, we just couldn't talk on stage.
There's nothing we could do.
Imagine telling us we can't swear.
But they
Brandon,
like us. They like us there, so.
Are you taking BYU as well?
Yeah, I'm taking BYU.
I'm taking BYU
sure.
too. The reason I was asking is I didn't know if we needed a graphic that says all of us are taking BYU.
If you want me to
but-
pick Utah, I will. I don't
I want you
believe
to
in it
pick what
either
you
way
want.
there.
I want you to pick what you want. What
But
do you
this
want?
is where if
How about give
somebody,
me under?
I want to preface this.
I like that.
If somebody on Utah uses this as bulletin board material, it's really not fair because nobody has been like, we love BYU. This is a coin flip. You could flip me. Brand just said he could flip. This should not be bulletin board material because I haven't heard one person on this panel be like, yeah, BYU definitely.
That is what you're talking to is that idiot, and I actually have something later that I actually agree with him, but Tate being like, look at all of the panel pick Illinois. It's like, dude, if you listen to us, last week, is that what you're referring to? We all picked Illinois.
Well, yeah, I wasn't, but that is in general, people do that. And by the way, I picked Illinois last week.
Yeah, no, I'm saying we all picked
did.
Illinois last week.
No, I mean, I picked Ohio State.
Not on our show.
I picked Illinois, but I really picked Ohio State. Like,
Yeah, I think we all did.
Right,
No,
that's
but-
what.
We were
so
on
that's what I'm
stage.
saying.
as the
Gabe.
show ended,
Yeah, he
did,
I
he
said
did.
I like Ohio State.
But that's
And
what I'm
on
saying.
Twitter, I said I like Ohio State. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Where if you saw
Tate is
our
the
picks,
worst. Yeah.
well, he's
Tate's
right
the
about
worst
some
ever.
things. That's
Tate's
not
the-
true. He's right about some things.
I think we've all said it pretty much
What?
that it's like BYU at home. Like that's the reason that we're taking this.
Yeah.
That it's the Holy War and it's at home. Ev, are you riding with BYU?
Yeah, I am on BYU, but I'm scared not about the graphic, just that it is a Utah line. They're ranked lower. They're 3.5-point favorites on the road. It makes no sense to me. But I'm still taking BYU at 3 in the hook because I just think it's a coin flip game. They have the home field advantage. One of the toughest places to play in college football. It's hard not to take the points.
And as you guys say, coin flip games, 19 of the last 26 of these games in the last 30 years have been one possession final scores.
You're high on Utah though, right?
I think Utah is going to win this game by double digits, yes.
Oh
Double
shit!
digits. Blutman's been very
Ev,
high
I'm
on
going to give
Utah
you
all
a
year.
compliment.
I like
I'm going
BYU.
to give Ev a compliment.
Uh-oh.
Nobody in the history of the world has ever been more built for like an Ohio State Carhartt hat than Ev.
These are good, right? The 47 car collabs are good. I've been wearing
It does
this.
look nice on you.
It's been glued to
You
my
look
head
like
since I
you
put
were
it on.
born for that hat. You look like you
And
were
I mean
born
this.
for that
It
hat.
fits my head perfectly. I don't
Yeah.
know if they do what the hats do. It's a little extra room.
Those are perfect. Blubman, you like Utah big?
By double digits. you
Yeah,
said.
Like you
I'm
like Western
believing-
Kentucky big?
That was really bad, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh. So
Oh,
you still like
Blutman.
Utah?
Yeah, I can't win them
Blutman.
all. Western Kentucky was
He is
dead
out
from the
Western
jump.
Kentucky minus 10. They lost by 30.
Yeah, I'm going to blame that one on having to drink milk all night.
All right, that's fair.
He has been down tremendous since he had the milk.
That one was bad.
That was bad. Okay, we're going to go to the SEC. Number 10, LSU. At number 17, Vandy. Vandy minus 2.5. The over-under at 48.5. So with all the back and forth of talking about the SEC and the Big Ten, I think we can all agree LSU's a little overrated at 10, yes?
Yeah, I would probably
Yes,
agree with that.
so
At least the way they're playing
Yeah.
now with a
Yeah.
banged up quarterback.
So this is one of those things where when you do argue that the SEC gets propped up a little bit, I would agree in this game. LSU does not deserve to be number 10. Dan, I'll start with you. You know, Vandy at home with 2.5. LSU's offense has looked putrid. They've
Yeah.
not looked good. Vandy losing to Alabama the way they did, they still played well. Who are you taking in this
I
game?
mean, I don't trust Vandy's defense fully, but I definitely don't trust LSU's offense. So I'm going to take
Gross.
Vandy. I also think this might be, you know, we had the James Franklin. There's, you know, Wisconsin's about to fire Fickle probably. There's some more firings coming.
Florida.
But Florida's been talked about constantly. there's Brian Kelly's just kind of been skirting under the radar. He's about to get to the point where it's going to get really, really tough, and this season could go sideways on him. And I think it might start this weekend, where you lose to Vandy, then you got to play Texas A&M, then you got to play Alabama, then I think you got to play Oklahoma. So it's like things could fall apart pretty quickly here, and I just don't trust LSU's offense. They have not looked right. This is a huge, huge game for Vandy. First time they've been favored, I think, over a top 10 team in like 40-plus years. It's crazy. They haven't beaten LSU since 1990 or something like that. So this is massive, massive game. I'm going to take Vandy.
Brandon?
So LSU feels immune to this spot to me. The last couple of years, 2 years ago, Missouri was really good. They went 10-2. Their biggest game of the year, LSU came into Missouri, and LSU somehow won that game, even though they got outplayed. Last year, they went to South Carolina. South Carolina is a borderline playoff team. LSU wins at South Carolina, and now this time, every time you doubt LSU, they're one of those teams where you look at them, the offense stinks, the coach stinks, everything's going bad, and then they go on the road and they beat a team like Vanderbilt right here, and they change not only Vanderbilt's season but LSU's season a little bit, at least until the A&M game next week. I like LSU for those reasons. It's LSU voodoo magic.
I agree. This is the spot where they come out and all of a sudden Garrett Nussmeier will have like some crazy game, and it's like, well, are they really as bad as they look? And then they go play another team next week that I do think is much better. We don't have to get into that right now, but
I certainly don't think that.
What? You don't think that A&M is better?
I don't think they're much better than LSU now.
Than Vandy. We're not talking about A&M.
No,
right
I don't
now.
think they're much better than
Okay,
Vandy.
I think LSU is going to win this game. I also want LSU to win this game because if they lose to Vandy, then that makes me scared for next week. But beside the point, I do think LSU is going to have a big game. Dave, who are you taking?
So I rarely do this. I'm a wake up Saturday, put your bet in, and look at the board. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this slip here.
All right, too close. Back it up.
Back it up a little bit.
Back it up. Vanderbilt plus
Vanderbilt.
minus 2.5 for $212,000.
That was
Dear
what
God.
I had in my account. That was what I had in my account.
Wow.
I
Everything
love
on Vandy.
Vanderbilt. I love Van. I didn't even bother with the money line. I think LSU is not good. I borderline will say stink. And I think Vanderbilt is just about the class of the SEC. And if they weren't named Vanderbilt and had a different set of uniforms on, I'll give Texas A&M 1, Vanderbilt 2, with Bama.
Alabama
They
beat
could have
them.
beat Bama. They could what?
You've corrected it, but I was going to say, how could Vanderbilt have 2 when Alabama beat
Well,
them?
because Pavia, who I think is very good, turned the ball over inside the 5 twice. So that is why I think. And they knew they came in. I love this Vanderbilt team. I've been saying it. I love this spot. I mean, I put my money where my mouth is. That's the biggest bet I've made this season, and I made it early, boys. I made it early. I was just like, I think Tuesday night or something, and I'm just like at 10:04. I'm like, this bet's burning a hole in me. I just got to get it in.
The entire account.
I like it. Not betting scared, Dave.
But see,
That's just, I'm like,
you gotta go. You gotta go. We gotta go.
These
That's
are
what you
also-
do. When I'm successful, what is it? Big game hunting. I take out the bow and I try to knock down an elephant in the safari. So all the nitpicking, no. I love Vanderbilt. It's like, I love Vanderbilt.
I have to change my pick now because when Dave
No,
does,
You can't do that.
I feel,
Say with what you say you
but
bet.
I
Okay.
love
Right.
Vanderbilt.
but when he's this serious and he does the whole
No,
thing.
you gotta stay with your pick.
Okay, fine. All right. It makes me a little nervous though. I don't like going
I'm
against the big
sitting
game
in
hunting.
one of those little hunting trees. You know, they have the little booths like in a tree, and you're just watching that elephant. And you pull their bow back. That's what I'm doing this week.
That makes me nervous.
I don't think
Stay with your pick.
anything about that hunting analogy was correct.
What was not correct about it?
Well, it's
you
all
sit in a
correct
tree
on
to
big
hunt an
game
elephant.
hunting.
Okay, all right.
Ev, who are you taking? I know you're a big Diego Pavia guy.
You know, LSU's just criminally over it. Good defense. The offense is terrible. They haven't showed a single game, a full game, where I've been truly impressed by them. They lose to Ole Miss. I just don't think they're very good. They beat a Clemson, they beat a Clemson team who we've seen is just bad. Yeah, I like Vandy. I think they win comfortably.
Yeah, they are criminally
Same.
overrated. They are.
I just
They are
think
not a top-
LSU is one of those teams when you think this.
No,
But
I
it's
know.
'cause
I
they're-
agree.
When they don't
I
think
agree.
this,
They don't
I
have
agree.
it
is right when they attack.
And again, Garrett Nussmeier was all over the Heisman board going into this season, and he's obviously so far away from that. But this is one of those games. I do agree with you, Brandon. That
That's
he's gonna
why
have
the
some
line
crazy
is
stat
like
line.
that, because The line is like that because people always are slow to move from dynasties and brand names, and you have morons like Brandon Walker who are sitting there and old. Yes, they beat South Carolina fine that game. If you watch that game, they didn't beat them. The refs beat them with some of the most atrocious calls you'll ever see. Vanderbilt's going to kill this team.
Good luck.
I mean, his
Thank
entire
you.
account, he's
Thank
big
you.
game hunting, and he did it on a Tuesday. It's nerve-wracking.
No, I'm not
All right,
beyond putting more money in my account if it loses.
Yeah, that's
but-
not his account. That's not
No, I
his
know.
account.
No, but he did
That's
say
what
it is
that.
currently my
I know.
account.
No,
That's
it was.
back against the wall.
I understand.
He's back against the wall.
At the time, it was all that was in his account.
yeah.
He will
Yeah,
absolutely
yes,
put
correct.
more money into it.
If I had 2.9 million in my account at that point, that's what would be on this game.
That's right. He went
it
all
was
in.
Whatever I had in my account was going. It was
That's what
going.
I'm saying. That's
Chips
what makes
to the
it-
table. Jim Fossil.
love
We're
it.
going to the playoffs.
All in, all in. Okay, number 20 USC at number 13 Notre Dame. Notre Dame minus 9.5. The over/under 61.5. Dave, we're not going to talk about old shit, but USC beating you guys last week.
I
And
respect
USC, yeah, 5-1.
weren't
Why are we
talking about
not?
old
Why are we not going to talk about that? Huh? Why are we not going
But
to
we're
talk
talking
about
about
This
this
is in the
game.
past.
That was the
you move
last
I got
forward.
something for you later.
Okay.
Yeah, Brandon, it'll come up later multiple times. Don't worry. But USC sitting at 5-1. They lost to Illinois. When you look at that game, they did lose. I think it was only by 2 points, and I know that was a weird game. But USC sitting here, this is a de facto playoff game. I truly believe Notre Dame has the losses to Miami and A&M. Whoever wins this is sitting very pretty for the rest of the season. Dave, who are you taking in South Bend?
I'm taking Notre Dame. USC, they really kicked our ass. There's no other way to say that. They fucking bullied us, kicked our butts. Now, I don't know what that means because I hate saying Michigan may not be good. That's a question mark. We may only be able to beat Ohio State this year. I don't know. So
I can't wait.
I think Notre Dame is a legit title contender team by the time this runs out. I'll take Notre Dame here. Now, are they going to cover? Obviously, we're going versus the spread. It wouldn't shock me if they didn't cover, but I'll take them in this game because I do think they're going to win. And Dan Katz once said spreads don't matter.
Yeah.
Dan?
I was right about that. That's for the tournament. That's for the tournament. Listen, this is the biggest game in Lincoln Riley's USC.
This is the point I was going to make.
This
yes.
is it.
Easily.
This is it. This is all building to this moment. If you win this game, you then can lose a game later and still make the playoffs and show the progress that you've been looking for. If you lose this game, it's a tough road because you got to go to Oregon, you got to go to Nebraska. I don't think they're going to win this game. But this is a fun, I'm excited to watch this game. I am excited for the fact that this game means something because it hasn't meant something for a while now because Notre Dame's just been better than USC. I'm going to take the over in this game, though. There's been points in this game. 9 out of the last 10 winners of this game have scored 30+. There's been some games sometimes when it's been 40+. I believe in both quarterbacks. I'm going to take the over.
Brandon, to my point with the quarterbacks, I was going to say from Dan, it's like going into the season, you wouldn't have thought C.J. Carr versus Jaden Mayava would be a big-time quarterback matchup, and it is. And when you look at USC's offense, they obviously have a great game with Kai Lemon, but they also can run the ball. I mean, you look at what they did last week against Michigan. This USC offense is very good. Do you think that Notre Dame's defense can slow it up?
No, the over's the right play because who's stopping who here? Notre Dame has played 2 legitimate football teams, and they gave up a ton of yards and 27 points to Miami, and they gave up 41 points to A&M, who's pretty good offense. But their defense just isn't very good this year, isn't nearly what it was last year, and USC's defense is always pretty bad. Their offense is great. Over is the pick, and if you made me pick a spread, I think USC keeps it close because he is right, again, in the fact that Lincoln Riley, if he wins this game and then beats Nebraska, and the Nebraska game's at home next week.
I think it's at Nebraska.
Why do we
it's at
keep giving
USC.
so much respect to Nebraska? Nebraska hasn't beaten a ranked
Because
team
it's
in
the
100 years. Nebraska stinks.
because it is important for USC over the next couple of weeks. If they win these next 2 games, they are in the playoff conversation.
Right.
And if they lose this game,
No, they're playing at Nebraska.
Lincoln Riley, and I told you it was in Lincoln. I told you it was in Nebraska, right?
I said Nebraska. I said
Yeah.
it was at Nebraska
Right.
the whole time. What are you doing?
It's at Nebraska. It's at
It's at Nebraska and at Oregon.
You're not necessarily giving respect to Nebraska because I know you and I both think that they could lose this week to Minnesota.
This is huge for
Right.
Lincoln Riley. He could get fired at the end of the season or he could be in the playoff and it starts right here.
Right.
And also, what's the KB fact? Because KB always has weird facts about this. I think, first of all, I think USC is going to win this football game.
Notre Dame, every year there has been a new pope or a
No,
pope.
every year the Pope has died. Notre Dame's gone 9-3.
Yes, every year the pope has died over the last 50 years. The Notre Dame has gone 9-3. They currently have 2 losses.
Okay.
What is that? Two times?
It's like
I think he said
3.
it was 4 or 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, ever since
That many popes have died in the last 50 years? Okay.
I'm
the
not a Pope guy.
70s, and then we got JP the 2,
Yeah.
and then the last 2.
This is,
Interesting
I think
stat. You can't dismiss that.
No.
I know. And so that, to me, I was already on USC to win the game. Then once KB dropped that, I feel like I have to go. I feel like Notre Dame, after they lost to Miami and A&M, like they've looked fine, but like they don't play anybody, right, until this game. So I'm going to take USC. Ev, who are you taking?
Yeah, I'll take USC with the points. I think Notre Dame probably wins. Just too many points for a shootout. I'll take the over, too. I think Notre Dame, listen, obviously the loss of age very well. Miami looks great. A&M obviously looks really good. But their defense still is unimpressive. They haven't played anyone since then. I'll take USC with the points.
Let's go to the SEC. Number 11, Tennessee at number 6, Alabama. Alabama minus 8.5. The over/under 58.5. Brandon, when you talk about the SEC and you talk about de facto playoff games, this is obviously a very big one. Both of these teams at 5-1. Alabama is just hot right now. Everybody's talking about how good they look, their offense. Ty Simpson squarely in the Heisman race right now. What do you think happens in this game?
It's another over. I'm not seeing stops here. Tennessee's defense is absolute garbage. 31 points to Arkansas, 44 to Georgia, 34 to Mississippi State. Like, they just can't stop anybody. Alabama's good, but this isn't Nick Saban Alabama good. This is like pretty good Alabama. I think it goes over. I think there's not 8.5 point difference in any of the teams in the SEC in the top 10. So I think Tennessee with the points, and I think Alabama. I think over.
Dan, so Tennessee has the best scoring offense in the SEC and the worst scoring defense in the SEC, completely on either side of the spectrum. Alabama is somewhere in the middle, and like as Ev pointed out yesterday on Unnecessary Roughness, it's because those Florida State stats are still looming over them, but that's a completely different team now. Alabama looks completely different.
Yeah, I think the Florida State game, we all just have to realize that was a entire offseason of what's his name, Gus Malzahn, being able to plan, who is a Alabama killer, being able to plan an offensive attack, and they jumped on Alabama. And again, I've said it before, but if you watch back that game, that was a 7-point game, and Alabama got a bad penalty, a stupid penalty in the fourth quarter that kind of put that game away. So I think Alabama's very, very good. I'm agreeing with Brandon, though, on the over. Tennessee cannot stop the run. Alabama actually has struggled running the ball. You add the fact that, like, they could maybe get Jam Miller getting going with easy yards, and that makes it that much easier for Ty Simpson. I think Alabama's going to go up and down the field, so I'll take the over.
Dave?
I feel like I probably am the number one Alabama guy in terms of understanding what they're doing, where they're at over the last 2 to 3, 4 years. Maybe it's the Michigan thing, I don't know. But, I mean, I bet Ty Simpson to win the Heisman before the Georgia game, 20-1. I expect him to win that. I do not think, though, they are that great. Like, I think people buy into them, and that's someone who thought they'd beat Georgia. I don't think – this is, again, the same thing over and over. I think a lot of the SEC teams are very similar, and they have these brand names, and you still have the Alabama dynasty hangover. I'm going to take Tennessee in a close game. I mean, yeah, close game. I think this is a close game. I'll take Tennessee.
Ev?
Yeah, I kind of agree with the same sentiments for all these teams SEC. I think they're all very close, jumped up at the top. So I'll take the points. I'll take the over. I think I'll get one of them at least.
Tennessee's defense is just so horrendously bad. I can't bet against Alabama right now and what they're doing on offense. And every week it seems like they do continue to get better. And this is one of those, again, another rivalry game. And Kalen DeBoer's got these guys playing. Florida State's just not even on the radar anymore. I can't bet against Alabama at this point.
But
I know it's a lot of points. I get that, but
they were lucky to cover against Vanderbilt. They didn't cover against Missouri. It's not like they're going out and
Well, they pushed.
But yeah, they pushed. Tennessee is
3.5, was it not?
I had it 3.
I had it 3.
It went off at 3.5. I thought. So my mistake.
My
Sorry.
on DraftKings, I did push. I know that. At least when I put the bet in. Tennessee's defense is so bad. So I agree with you. Like they've kept these games close. But I can't bet against Alabama at this point. Maybe if it was multiple touchdowns, but I'm going to take Alabama. And then the top 10 matchup of the week in the SEC, number 5, Ole Miss, at number 9, Georgia. Georgia minus 7.5, the over-under at 54.5. Dan, this game last year, we were there. We were in Oxford. Ole Miss beats Georgia. Kirby is 1-2 against Lane at Ole Miss. Georgia, another team that's like kind of hard to figure out. Ole Miss last week, and I don't think they were near as bad as they looked. 33-point favorite, barely beat Washington State. Where do you land on this game?
Last week I called that perfectly. I said that was a massive trap game. I'm going to pass, though, to Brandon. I'd like to see what he has to say about this game because I have thoughts about this game, but he does know Ole Miss.
I'm all over the place on this, okay? First of all, if you Big Ten boys are going to
pass it back?
No, if you Big Ten boys are going to make the case that any teams in the SEC are overrated, Ole Miss being the number 5 team in the country is crazy. They are not the number 5 team in the country. They should be like number 12 to 15. They're a good, solid team.
Maybe a little biased.
Is anything I just said wrong?
I'm just saying maybe a little biased.
You are wearing a Mississippi State.
Yeah, I agree, but maybe a little biased.
They struggled against Arkansas.
I'm saying, I agree.
They struggled against
but
Washington
maybe
State.
a little biased.
Of course I'm.
Okay.
Look at what I'm wearing.
Yeah, say it.
Okay, but Lane, I don't think Lane's going to have an awful effort twice out of his team.
Last week was the most obvious letdown spot, terrible spot of all time.
He's a very good coach, but is Kirby going to lose to Lane 2 years in a row? That's also a no.
I think Ole Miss is going to cover the 7.5, but I do think Georgia's going to win. Here's the thing with Kirby and Georgia this year. I think Georgia is good. They don't have that extra gear.
No, they don't.
They keep trying to find that extra gear, and it's just not there. So it's not that they're a bad team. It's not that they couldn't go even to the national title game. It's just that extra gear is not there, and you could see it even in the Auburn game where it's like that was a crazy thing that happened to them where they should have been down 17-0, and then they get that fumble, and everything kind of goes their way. And Auburn was one of those teams that falls apart when things go against them.
They quit.
Georgia, even though they don't have that extra gear, they still have they still have the belief that, like, hey, we're Georgia, we're not going to fall apart when things go wrong. So that's the consistency of Georgia's there. I just don't know if they have we're going to kick the shit out of you gear.
The only thing I like here is the under. Lane doesn't really go over in these big game spots. They play a lot of low-scoring games, especially. It was 28-10 last year in Oxford. I like the under here. I like a kind of a grinded-out slugfest.
And Trinidad Chambliss, this is his first road start, which is crazy. They played at home. Dave, who are you taking?
Well, this has nothing to do with X's and O's. This is a vote against fake boobs McGee, who has made me despise one school. I'll take Georgia.
Ev, who are you taking?
Yeah, I got Ole Miss with the points.
I have Ole Miss with
I just
the
think,
points,
I
too.
agree with what Dan said. I think
Why
they're
is
just
his
not
mic
that
going
same
in and
Georgia
out?
team.
Oh, it's not to us.
It's not. Well, you can't hear his
Oh,
mic. You're hearing
just
him
me
talk
then.
in person, Brandon.
No, I can hear his mic.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, I can hear
I
everybody.
can hear everyone in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk, Ev?
What's up? Ole Miss and the points.
Wow,
Now
nailed
you're
that.
back.
What a statement.
Talk to him. What's up?
Yeah, I'm taking Ole Miss in the points. Let's go to the DraftKings Dark Horse Host Parlay. The rivalries, the marching bands, the upsets. Saturday just got way more fun. College football is back. DraftKings has everything you need to stay in the action from kickoff to the final whistle. New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code CFB. The crown is yours. Okay, I'm starting. We've already talked about this game. I'm going to take USC plus 9.5. I think USC is going to win the football game, but for the parlay, I'm going to take plus 9.5. Brandon?
Yeah, so I think Auburn has been way too close. They're going to pick off somebody who has big hopes this year. Missouri hasn't played a road game yet. Bo Perbula, the second he played a decent defense last week, was terrible against Alabama. Auburn has a better defense than Alabama. It's on the road. Auburn money line over Missouri.
I know we've talked about this throughout the week, but I do love your heel turn so much on
It's not a heel turn.
It is. You love
I was
Missouri.
big on Missouri. I saw them play Alabama. Their fans are assholes, and I was probably going to pick this the whole time anyway because it's on the road after the Alabama game. Huge emotional loss that they suffered last week, and Auburn has a better defense than Alabama. Perbula was terrible.
Bo Perbula is nice. He's a nice quarterback. That's about it.
Yeah, but Auburn's
Like,
offense is
he's
so
nice.
bad.
And that's how,
Yeah.
like, going into that game, I was like, Ty Simpson's a real quarterback. I like Bo Perbula, but
He needs the run game. You got to balance
he
in the
does.
there's
offense.
levels to it that he's not really quite at that level.
He's fine, but Auburn's offense is very bad.
Terrible, but they have been right there 3 times. They were right there
This is
against
an
Oklahoma.
And they've been screwed. It's not
Yeah.
their own doing.
They were right there against Georgia. They were not as right there against A&M. They only lost by 6, but
This is a night game?
Yeah, but we
I
also
don't know when this game
we
is,
also
to be honest.
missed multiple field goals. That's beside the point.
I just said they were not as right there.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Okay, who's Ev? You're next.
What's up? Ole Miss and the points.
Okay, Dave, who's your dark horse?
I like Minnesota. Nebraska has won the last 2 weeks, but not easily. And I've said the same thing. They're the only. I haven't been great in college football. The only thing I've been great at is betting against Nebraska. I'll take Minnesota.
I love that pick. Brandon, I know you love that pick too. Okay, so the odds are plus.
So actually, twice I texted my pick.
Yeah.
And my first one was taken by you. My second one was taken by Dave.
Yeah,
So I
for
like Minnesota.
Yeah. So the odds are plus 1270. Go to the DraftKings. We haven't won one yet, so we're due. We're due, boys. Let's go to the receipts of the week presented by Venmo. Kick off college sports season with a select special edition Venmo debit card. Get up to 15% cash back and unlock 40% of a Big Ten Plus subscription, a free year of Perplexity Pro, and more, all while you show school spirit with custom card designs featuring the Big Ten and Big 12 colleges. Sign up for the Venmo debit card today. No monthly fee and no minimum balance at venmo.com/collegecard. Brandon wants the camera on him so bad with him smiling with his Venmo mug. Please give this man some shine. Out of the corner of my eye, I can see this cheese dick smile you've got going on. All right, Dave, your receipt of the week.
Got to give the guy his due, and everyone's seen the receipt, but Kurt Signetti, well, from that opening press conference when he's like, Google me, I win, I laughed at this dude. I was like, this dude is a joke. He's talking to Indiana. He's calling out all the big dogs. Well, last week, what did he do? He went in with a little reverse thing, the way he holds his arms, and he beat the shit out of Oregon in a no fluke, no doubt win. Tip your cap to the guy. He talked his talk and backed it up.
Dan?
Yeah, that's a good one, Dave.
That is a very good one. And I fell right into that, too. I know, Brandon, you fell into it. But, Brandon, you owned it. You called him a fraud, and you owned it. Or was it a fraud you called him?
I think he has that coming
Coward.
out.
Oh, coward.
I think he's
Okay.
called both.
All right, my receipt of the
it, okay.
week. You gotta, when you're down, you have to do a good job of calling out when you're down, and because when you get back up and you talk shit, you got to be able to get back up and talk shit. So right now the Badgers are down. This is a problem. This is a disaster. We're at the lowest point. Basically, since before Barry Alvarez showed up, they did 42 push-ups all off season long because Iowa put 42 on us last year. Then Iowa comes in and shuts us out for the first time at home in like 30 years, puts 37 on us. That's a joke. This football program's a joke. We're going to win 2 games this year. You got to, listen, I like Luke Fickell as a guy. He's got to go. Chris McIntosh has got to go, the AD. Jennifer Nunkin, I don't even know how to say her name, the chancellor of University of Wisconsin-Madison. You're an anti-football pussy. You got to go. They got to figure it out, okay?
I heard you ask on the Yak yesterday, can you call a woman a pussy?
I can. I just did.
I know,
I've been
the
saying it
answer
on
is yes.
every show. I've been calling
That's a
my
quote,
gal
so
Jen
it's
an anti-football pussy. It is a
Fair
quote.
game,
I'm doing
it's
a
a quote.
doing a quote. But yeah, it's as low as it could get. It's as dark as it could get. The only way it's going to be fixed, you can't just be like, oh, we'll fire Fickell and everything will be fine. No, you got to clean clean house. Everyone who's had a part in it. You had a fantastic program for pretty much since Barry Alvarez till like 4 years ago. And now we're back to pre-Barry Alvarez, so you got to figure it out.
It is crazy that when you look at the Luke Fickell hire and how everybody talked about how amazing it was.
It was a perfect fit until it wasn't.
Fell off the
Yeah.
fields very quickly.
You just
All
got
right,
to
Brandon?
drive around the state in one
Yep.
of those, like you have those apple picking trucks where there's just hay rides. You just got to drive around the state with a load of those and find every fat cow white boy you can find, put them in the back of the hay truck and bring them to Madison. And then there's your offensive line and your back.
That's literally how Barry Alvarez built the program. He did a press conference. He said, they make a lot of fat people here. We got to keep them here.
Yeah, give him some cheese curds. Give him some cheese curds. All right, Brandon, your receipt.
Well, it's a little close to Dave's, but I was really good this year in being measured about Indiana. And before last week, I came on here and I said they're going to be better than they were last year. Quarterback's better, the team's better. Watch out for Indiana. And then we got on stage Illinois, and I decided I had to be an ass one more time. And I sat there, and I had the mic in my hand in the crowd, and I said, Kurt Signetti is the biggest coward in college football, knowing that later that day I'd be proven right when he goes out to Oregon and lays down, just like he laid down for Notre Dame and Ohio State last year, he was going to lay down again. And this motherfucker didn't lay down. No. And they went out there, and they were the better team, and they won, and they made me look stupid once again. And Indiana's been making me look stupid for about a year and a half now. And frankly, I'm about sick of it. But my receipt is Kurt Signetti. I think he just wins. I think he wins, and I
Google
think
him.
I Googled the man.
So last week
He ran from Virginia. He didn't. He ran from a game.
Last week
You know what
after
else makes
unnecessary
it look
roughness.
stupid is your picks. 1 and 6.
Oh, I know.
You're
Yeah, we'll
skipping
get to
ahead.
that. Yeah, we will.
That's
get to
not
that.
right, and
Okay,
you know
hey,
that's
save
not
it,
right.
save
No,
it.
he knows. He sat on that
Save
game with
it.
me and watched Cincinnati last week.
Yeah, I
Save
had
it.
it too.
Yes. Save it.
Y'all are
Hey.
ignoring what's happening to
No,
me.
I know. We'll
was
get to it. We
bullshit.
have a whole segment. So last
ignoring,
week
I just saw
after unnecessary roughness, you guys had just gotten back from the Cubs game, Dan, and White Boy Rick walked in immediately. Was like, "Where is that motherfucker, Brandon
Oh,
Walker?"
White Boy Rick's a bitch. Him and Kadick are both bitches.
They all they wanted to do was make sure you knew that
when
they
I
knew
walk
you
in the
called him a
building, they'll
coward.
just turn over and they'll lay down. They'll be like, "Okay, yeah, you're right."
White Boy Rick needed to know where the fuck you were.
Well, listen, he was pretty drunk. White boy Chick was having a moment that night. So you had to let him just go crazy.
Well, how was he being a drunk chick?
He was not. He was. It was 16 Cubs fans going up to Milwaukee. We got our dicks kicked in. We got our soul sucked out of us. And White Boy Rick did not give a fuck about the Cubs. He just cared about the fact that the Hoosiers won, which incredible win for him. But then he got upset that we weren't happy enough for him. Listen, I love the guy. He's one of my guys. So, but he was a good guy to have on the bus.
I
When
did-
does it end? When does it end?
When does it end?
No,
when
I
does
did,
it end?
I did ask him when I saw him again this week. I said, "Do you remember asking me where Brandon was?" And he was like, "Absolutely not." So
No,
it makes-
he tweeted that he was gonna get on the bus after the game, after the Cubs lost. He's like, I'm gonna play a game called White Boy Rick Gets Blackout Drunk in Silence. He did get blackout drunk. The silence part didn't really happen.
No, I will. To his
Dan,
credit,
is there any-
we were there watching games before you guys left. He said before you left, I would take an
Oh,
Indiana
yeah.
win
No, I knew that.
over a Cubs win
I knew
before
that.
both games had started.
Yeah, I knew that. What are you gonna say, Dave?
Dan, is there any feeling watching the Dodgers get the Dodgers kick the Brewers' face in that makes you feel a little bit better?
A little bit. I knew the
Cubs?
Dodgers. I knew the Cubs would lose to the Dodgers. I do think the Cubs would give them a better game because I know that's actually loser talk. Yeah, no, I knew. I just wanted more baseball. You know, you get that
Yeah,
moment
right.
when the next round starts and you're like, "Fuck, I wish I was here." So,
Yeah.
Well, and also,
yeah.
like, taking a party bus, that was a long day. We had been on the road for college football. Like, you don't want to take a sad party bus ride home.
Yeah, I mean, it was, but White Boy Chick made it fun. 'Cause
Yeah,
he was just
not
freaking
in
out.
silence. So this is a little bit of a reseat and a pre-seat, Dave, because you are going on the road this week with Big Noon Kickoff. We will not be there, but Dan, on Pardon My Take, Matt Leinart was asking about the bet between Dave and
Yes.
Matt, because when we were at dinner last week, Dave, you did ask Matt
Dan sucked
to...
his dick.
No,
There's
no,
no way you think that
No.
was a bet.
Yeah, you would have made
How?
him do something.
You-
would have made
No,
him
I
do
wouldn't
something.
have.
Yeah, you would
There
have.
was no bet. No.
So
Yes.
he said it on Pardon My Take, but we were all sitting at dinner last week, and you asked him point blank, like, if Michigan wins, will you apologize to USC for Lincoln Riley? And he said, I can't do that. So I was there to witness that. I did not know there wasn't a bet made. However, you
We
did
never
agree,
came up with stakes.
but you did agree to wearing his jersey.
If we made a bet, that was what he wanted. But I didn't care about him wearing my jersey. That does me no good. I didn't want a lame jersey swap bet. I needed something. So we never came to a conclusion of a bet.
But the way he explained it
says
to
that.
me,
He openly says we never came to a bet.
When he did say multiple times throughout the week and at dinner, he said, what can I do to get Dave? And I think all of us were like, nothing bothers Dave. Nothing is, he did turn it down. However, you have to wear his jersey on Big Noon.
No, I
You
don't.
know what? You know what, Dave? I forgot. I'm actually gonna come. I'm gonna reverse and go back on your side because I forgot how hard it was to make a bet with Ingram. The Fox guys suck at making bets. Fuck that. You know what? Fuck that. They don't know how to make bets.
No, it's like he didn't care about where cutesy wootsy, he wears my jersey.
Yeah.
I don't really care about wearing a USC jersey. It's the principle of a bet was not made.
Okay, all right. I'm back on. I forgot about the Mark Ingram. I had to beg him to bet a bet that he was gonna win.
Yeah.
What did you guys end up landing?
It was like $1,000 to NIL. So
That's
it's
right.
like.
That's right. Yeah, I remember we presented the check on Big Noon.
Yeah,
Okay,
so they gotta figure. We gotta do HR training for
You
the
gotta do
Fox
a bet.
guys on
There's
how to
no
make a bet.
What's the point of a bet if nobody cares if they lose? Like that's one of those stupid mayor bets. You eat lobster and you eat like a casserole. You got to do a bet where you really care. I don't care fucking wearing a Matt Leinart jersey. What's that? They look like nice jerseys. Actually, I'd keep it. I don't fucking care. I don't hate USC. It's not
Do
like
you
wearing an
respect them a
Ohio
little bit
State
more?
jersey. Like if me and Ev made that bet, That's a real bet. Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
wear a fucking Ohio State jersey. What do I care about wearing a USC jersey? I don't. It's the principle. The bet was not made, and he knows it.
So
He
you're not
said
wearing
it. He's like, yeah, we never had, he didn't agree to any stakes. It never happened. The only thing that was happening going to the game is him saying, I wear the jersey. What? If Michigan wins, I can just pick anything out of the hat after the fact? That's not
okay,
how
that
that
is fair.
works.
That is fair. Okay. So you're not wearing the jersey. That's what the precede is. You're not wearing
No,
it.
it's the principle.
I get it. You're a man of principle. Okay.
And by
and
the
what's
way,
your receipt?
by the time this show airs, he has a lot bigger fish to fry. He's playing Notre Dame.
Wait,
Stop
yeah, I think
worrying about
I-
Michigan.
Ev, what's your receipt?
He's obsessed with you.
He's obsessed.
That's mean.
Yeah, just start that. Be like, dude,
Yeah.
what
Why
do you
is
mean
that
that?
is
You're
gonna
like,
be
get
the new
away
narrative.
from me.
Yeah.
Referee,
But-
you're gonna be the new
Obsessed with me
narrative.
right now.
Why are you so obsessed with me? Worry about Brady Quinn, okay? Ev, what's your receipt?
Mine's Kirby. I'm sorry, no one's brought it up. I mean, the fake timeout, just nonsense. It's clear receipt. We all saw him take the timeout. Then he goes on. He tries to pretend like he didn't take the timeout. Kirby. We have cameras watching the game. We saw what happened. You can try to explain what happened. The refs can try to say, oh, it was the clap. It was this and that. He called a timeout. Had to be timeout or delay a game. One or the other. Couldn't be neither. Kirby. We saw it. We have receipts.
Yeah, there's a
Good
little
take,
bit.
Big F.
Yeah,
Good take.
little bit more on that in a little bit. That is, it will come back up. The proper picks presented by proper number 12, Irish Whiskey. While Dan is getting his shot, let's look at the standings. Dave mentioned it in the show earlier.
Stop,
No,
stop.
hold on. Let me read
You're
the
all
standings.
ignoring it.
No,
You're all
let me-
ignoring it.
I
You're
had
1-6.
Cincinnati with you, dude. It was bullshit. I tweeted in real time.
You're 1-6. You'll get your piece, but I do have to read the standings mostly because I'm 6-1. Dave's 4-3. Big Cat 3-3-1. Big Ev 3-4.
Well, I'm 3-3-1.
Oh, you're 3.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Just
whatever.
want-
It's fine.
just for myself,
Listen,
for myself.
I'm 6-1. You're 1-6. Go off, King.
Yeah, and it's not this. The world's not fair. You had Georgia minus 3.5, had no business covering. I had Cincinnati.
cover?
They did.
Okay,
they
then
had
what
no
the fuck
business
does it
covering.
matter?
That's two different statements right there. I had Cincinnati up 20-3 the whole game. They were allergic to the end zone. They were running free all day, and UCF gets the ball, and they get rewarded with a pass interference
bullshit.
call. It
That
was
was
bullshit.
bullshit.
And
It was
this
bullshit.
has happened to me
Horrible.
5 times this year,
bullshit.
and none of you are stopping the competition to say Brandon's not getting treated correctly.
I had
No, I'm not.
Cincinnati.
Well,
I
what
tweeted
happened
about it in
last
real
year?
time.
Weren't you dead last year too? In
No,
case he was
no,
first?
no.
I-
I won.
I was
I
first
won
by
3 years ago.
I was
3
first by
years
a
ago.
mile last year, and
Long
you were such a hater.
3 years.
I won 3 years ago.
I think it was before COVID, wasn't it?
I won. I wasn't even here before COVID.
Yes, you were.
Oh, I was here before COVID.
I'm pretty sure you won like FTX. That's been a long time ago.
Oh yeah, I did. I won.
Yeah.
I won $10,000.
From FTX.
that was
So
awesome.
that was like 2019.
That was awesome.
So it's been a minute. It's
And
been
you
like-
ain't. What are you gonna win?
I won
Oh, the charity.
$10,000
You
to
went to
charity
charity, yeah.
last year. Yeah. Hey, you don't like to give money to kids with cancer?
I do.
Okay, so
Loves the wave.
So-
All right, here we go. I'm making my Irish entrance into college football season with proper number 12, Irish Whiskey. It starts the shot of proper because real friends don't let friends Irish exit without a story. Go classic with a proper ginger or mix it up with proper Irish apple. So get out there and make your Irish entrance. Anything else just wouldn't be proper. Cheers.
Cheers.
I have already talked about this game. We've already talked about this game, but Notre Dame USC over. I'm very excited to watch this game. I redid my backyard. I got a TV set up outside with heaters. I'm gonna start watching some outside football.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice.
With some whiskey.
Little fall football outdoor watching. So yeah, I'm watching this game. I'm excited, taking the over.
Okay, Dave, who you taking?
Vandy, I already talked about it. It's clear that was going to be my pick. I love him.
Yes. Cleared the account. Brandon?
We have an issue because I had to redo my dark horse parlay pick at the last minute because my 2 were taken. So I put Auburn money line, but Auburn money line was also my proper pick before
Just
that.
go hard.
Can I just go with it? Can I go
Go
with Auburn
hard.
being my proper
What,
pick? 'Cause
Dave,
I know you
Dave
guys
said
are.
no.
No, go against the spread.
Last
What
time,
is
no.
Auburn's spread?
1.5.
Oh, okay,
1.5.
yeah. Take the 1.5 just now. Just take the 1.5. Don't.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Plus, I got a flight I got to catch, so I'm fine with it.
Auburn plus 1.5. Auburn's going to win the football
You
game.
need the 1.5.
I need everything.
The way
I can
you've
get.
been going,
I
you
need
need
everything I can get. Auburn plus 1.5.
Okay, Ev?
I'm taking Duke minus 1.5. I've been a huge Georgia Tech guy, but I think this is a bad spot on the road. Duke's the favorite. Duke has kind of had a weird season where, I mean, they started poorly. The Illinois game kind of got away from them. I don't think the score of the blowout was indicative of the kind of game it was. They lose to Tulane. They've been playing really good since then. And those 2 losses are not conference losses. Like, they still can punch their ticket to the ACC title game. I think this is their first step to that. I think they knock off Georgia Tech.
We talked a little bit about Texas Tech earlier. They are just above and beyond everybody in that conference right now. They're playing Arizona State. I still don't know if Sam Levitt's playing. Do we know, Liam?
I think he is.
Find out Saturday.
Yeah, we'll find. So
I think it's leaning towards that he is.
Regardless, like Texas Tech minus 10.5. Like I love this Texas Tech team. They're rolling right now. Let's go to the Reese's dynamic duo of the week. You're not imagining it. Reese's is out with their new Reese's Oreo cups. Brandon, why don't you eat one of those real quick? It finally happened. Reese's peanut butter and Oreo cookie crumbs together in one cup that we've all been waiting for. Reese's Oreo cups, 2 fan favorites coming together and making everyone's day a million times better. It doesn't matter what we say. It's Reese's and Oreo. You're already in, available now wherever candy is sold. Look at that. Gorgeous.
Delicious.
All right, Dave, what's your dynamic duo?
Auburn and the refs. I mean, people talking about Hugh Freeze on the hot seat. I mean, Auburn is way better than the record has shown this year. They've had bad luck with refs. Now, the fumble at the goal line, I guess, is debatable. I thought he scored, but those 2 teams, and that dovetails into me liking Auburn this week with Auburn's with Brandon's pick. But yeah, no team has been haunted by the refs more than Auburn this season.
Well, and I know, Ev, you brought it up in the receipts, but I'm going to go off of that, too. Mine's Kirby Smart in the refs. I mean, the fact that he got away with that in the moment when God and everybody could see him actually calling a timeout, and the fact that he was able to convince them. I know they walked it back, but that's crazy. And, Brandon, I have to say, one of the best moments you've had all year was the hot mic with John Gruden talking shit about this. Because
Well, John Gruden's just a puppy dog that Kirby Smart, pet his belly a little bit, and John Gruden's whatever you want, Kirby.
couldn't it technically have been a clap a little bit?
No.
No.
He was saying the words timeout.
No, I'm aware. But the fact that Kirby Smart has the ego enough that he knows he can get away with that, like, that's just power. That's power.
You are right, Brandon. There's like two things that I would love to have been a fly on the wall. It's Rico Bosco going on Nate Oates' boat. Don't know what happened there. And John Gruden going to this Georgia practice. Because I've heard about both a million times.
Yeah.
Malsex told me all about this Georgia practice, too.
Yeah, it's like, what happened here?
Yeah,
what
what
did they
happened?
do?
Give him a sack of cash or something?
I don't know. They said it was the best football team they've ever seen.
Yeah.
I haven't
Brain
seen
Not
them
even that
field.
good.
I haven't seen them on the field yet.
You know what? He talks about the Broncos a lot on the Pro Football show that way too. Like when he went.
Well,
to,
Sean Payton's his friend.
Well, right, I know,
Yeah.
but like the way he talks about Georgia is the way that he talks about the Broncos on the NFL show.
Malsek also did say the Jaguars ran the worst practice he's ever seen, so I don't know what's going on.
They don't know what they're looking at.
Okay, Dan, your dynamic duo.
All right, my dynamic duo is the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry and coaches being born on third base. Obviously, this was Ryan Day for a long time. Ryan Day, born on third base, inherited the program from Urban Meyer. He actually ended up touching home because he won a national title. Sharon Moore is the most born on third base guy of all time. He is trying to do, I'm Jim Harbaugh, I'm wearing the blue collar, we got to get... The guy stinks. He's a bad coach, and he was handed a program that just won a national title. He was born on third base. So they're just passing it back and forth. Ryan Day figured out a way to get home. Can Sharon Moore get home? No, probably not. He's probably going to get picked off just standing like a foot off the base. He stinks.
Mm-hmm. They've looked the best when he's been suspended.
Yeah.
Those are the two
games.
best,
Biff
cleanest performances
The
with Biff running the show.
The only real problem I have with that is this narrative that Ryan Day touched home. He may have touched home, and then we appealed and he missed third base, which is touching Michigan, beating Michigan, which you have to do before you touch the plate. So in my mind, Ryan Day, until he beats Michigan and then wins a national title in the same season, has done dick shit.
Okay,
Maybe you're right about Sharon.
Sharon is born on third base. He's born on third base. And Michigan fans, listen, you got to maybe have a little bit of...
Or maybe we go to work this week and smash Washington. We'll see.
Okay, I'm just saying, if Sharon Moore doesn't work out, which I don't think he's been working out, do you have that moment where you're like, hey, in the last 20 years, the only guy that was able to coach Michigan is Jim Harbaugh, and he can't coach again?
And Biff.
So what are we going to do?
What do we do?
I was born on third base. That's why I'm wearing my Michigan baseball uniform.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Did you not see what? What? In the post game, he was wearing the blue collar, and he was like,
I thought you were saying you. Okay.
No, I was talking as if I'm Sharon.
Yes, okay,
There were
okay,
a bunch
fair,
of incredible
fair.
memes about it.
Yeah,
One
no,
moment.
he's borderline
Joke
Blonde.
fell
A
flat.
joke.
Yes.
Joke
Yeah.
fell flat.
I know, Ev, you loved every
I
second
don't find
of
it
that.
funny. Guy took out the lunch pail. I suddenly blue collar, working hard, working an awesome 9 to 5 is a joke. That's fine. I didn't know that. I thought
worked
pro
for-
blue collar.
Well, I mean, he had to go to
Worked
a
for Jim
costume
Harbaugh.
store to get it.
Yeah, no, it worked for Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh
The Halloween
authentically
stores are
would do
open
that.
conveniently now, so he grabbed one.
Yeah.
Okay, Brandon, your dynamic duo.
I just went out and I started digging shit. I'm excited for this week.
My dynamic duo is I have a new hero in college football. James Franklin now joins Jimbo Fisher as the golden gods of coach buyouts. James Franklin is about to get $48 million. I know there's some language in the contract that he has to look for another job or something, but what does
got
that?
one here.
What does that even mean? Like that? Good
Cream
luck
team.
enforcing all that.
$1. I offered him a job for $1 at the cream team.
Okay, so he can work on the cream team.
He could just come and
Penn
hang
State
out.
will owe $47,900,000. Okay,
Correct.
So
Keep him down.
James Franklin becomes in that great coaching graveyard in the sky where he just gets paid to fuck off. It's the dream. Jimbo Fisher is number one at it, and now James Franklin is a strong number two.
As long as they don't go get Mike Elko. Who's your dynamic duo, Ev?
I mean, we've talked about it all week. I mean, it's the SEC and being just comically overrated in the AP polls. You look up and down the AP poll, it's just littered with just garbage SEC teams. Your team like Washington, only loss. Number 1, Ohio State, not ranked. Illinois, only losses. Number 1, Ohio State. Number 3, Indiana, not ranked. It just makes no sense. You have teams like Mizzou back here, all these teams ranked. They haven't beaten anybody. Ole Miss and these teams in the top 5. It's just crazy. Even when you go to the back, you have Cincinnati over Nebraska, and this is obviously the Big Ten thing. I think there's anti-Big Ten thing going on. Nebraska's behind Cincy. They beat them head up. And I've been a big Cincy guy. I love Cincy. I love Sorsby. But it just makes no sense the way year after year they rank these teams, because Brandon's giving me all like, oh, Ohio State doesn't play any ranked teams. No, it's just these fake numbers they put in the SEC to prop them up, make all these SEC games look so tough, like they're so much better. They're not. None of these SEC teams are that good. Literally
that's
none of them. Bama's probably your best team. They got dog walked by Florida State, and they're still in the top 10. We just act like the game didn't matter, like they just didn't play it. It was a month and a half ago.
Where do you rank Michigan in the Big Ten right now?
Not that high.
What is this
They
have to do
stink.
with anything? What is it? What kind of question
Because-
was that?
Just because
The
Oklahoma.
reason I asked that is because they
He's
got
doing
dog
an
walked by
elegant
Oklahoma.
rant that was
No,
making a lot of sense. And,
They got dog walked by Oklahoma, and Oklahoma
That's the only game you can point
stinks.
to. Only,
Stinks.
but Michigan stinks.
But no,
Michigan
but
stinks.
You
but
guys,
in the Big Ten,
Casey and Big Ev are starting to be a lot like Matt Leinart right now, just obsessed with Dave. Like, to
What the hell did this happen? Why did that?
What is
rant
it?
because I
have to
was going to
put
ask him, because his whole thing is that the SEC is so overrated. Oklahoma is not in the top of the SEC, and they've dog walked your ass.
But Oklahoma does stink. I think Oklahoma.
And they dog walked Michigan, and I would say
Michigan
Michigan's
stinks.
like.
Anybody.
Michigan's not good.
I'll give you Washington. Nebraska is ranked, by the way, number 25.
But they're 25. They're ranked
behind
behind a team that they beat.
But I'll give you Washington.
They're
going to
lose to Minnesota.
Illinois has 2 losses. They were non-competitive in both. They lost by 53 points in one of those games.
But they
There's
were
a
the-
reason they're not
And
ranked.
to say that there's nobody good in the SEC again, and I understand, and I'm sure everybody is preying on A&M's downfall, but until they lose, I'm going to keep talking about it. To say that A&M is not a good football team is fucking
Nobody
crazy.
said that.
You
Who
did. You said,
That
nobody
just
was that
shows
good
how
in the
delusional.
I
SEC.
should hype it up A&M.
That
They're
just
not a
shows how
top 3-4
delusional you
team.
are,
They're not.
Casey.
What?
That just shows how delusional you are. Everyone's preying on A&M's downfall.
No
what are you
one's
talking
been
about? No one
preying
cares
on it
about
at all.
A&M.
And Brandon wants A&M to lose.
Brandon might, but the amount of America that is thinking about A&M and their downfall is almost zero.
You have to understand that I do a show
I
with
can't
Brandon.
wait for it.
See,
Yeah.
exactly. I do
Okay.
it, and it's not delusional at all. But what's delusional is every time. I mean,
you
Ed
should
just
say
said it.
Brandon is praying for it.
Well, there's
Yeah,
a lot.
Brandon
No,
is.
okay. To be fair, I'm in an algorithm, obviously, where I see that. If you think Texas fans and OU fans and
Well,
Texas
that's
Tech
your
fans,
rivals, though.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That people are preying on it. But whenever we talk about the SEC, and again, to say that A&M is not that good is crazy.
Who said that?
Ev just said
But
there's
I
not that
said no
good teams.
SEC
in-
team is as good as their, but it's on the scale of them being rated 4 of 5. We do the show together. I've been hyping up A&M for weeks.
I know, but you just said Alabama. You said there's no team in the SEC is that good, and I don't understand what A&M has to do
I don't know if
to
there's
be
an
said they're
SEC
good.
team in the top 4 or 5 in the country. I genuinely
That's
believe that.
fucking crazy.
I don't think anyone's really that good except Ohio State. They're going to win the national
I think
title
Miami's
again.
very
They're
good,
just
too.
as good as-
Indiana
they're better-
might be
Miami,
They're better
and the
than they were
same
last
team
year.
that Miami beat, A&M beat. So I don't understand
Sure.
that. Right. So to say whatever. Beside the point.
Teams
6-0. We're gonna keep
beat
rolling.
Miami.
Notre Dame.
Notre
They
Dame.
both beat Notre Dame because Miami's so good because they beat Notre Dame.
Well, they
So
also
did A&M.
killed South Florida. They got other things.
So, okay, and Florida too. Great. Florida fucking stinks. Whatever. Beside the point. Sonic Top 10. Football fans deserve a better burger. The Sonic Smasher is made with 2 Angus beef seasoned patties, smashed and seared, crispy on the edges and juicy in the middle. Then it's layered with 2 slices of melty American cheese, a signature creamy and tangy smasher sauce, crinkle cut pickles, diced onions, and served on a pillowy soft potato bun. The Sonic Smasher, melty, juicy yet crispy, the perfect burger bite. So we've got the AP Top 10 behind Dan and Brandon. Let's unveil ours. So it's Miami, or Ohio State, Miami, Indiana, A&M, Texas Tech, Alabama, Ole Miss, Oregon, Georgia, and Georgia Tech. Any problems, boys?
Nope. No.
No?
That's about right. I mean, there's nothing really standing out there.
You said you have BYU in the top 10, right, Dan?
Yeah.
And so does Dave.
Yeah, I did too. I have them at 10. I gotta go catch a flight. I had the same top 5. To me, the top 5 clearly deserve to be the top 5. I agree with who we have here. So, yeah, I have no problems with it. Good show.
Okay.
I'm on my way to New York, then Provo.
Okay.
Have fun.
Goodbye. All
See you,
right.
Dave.
Anything else, boys?
No, that was Dave. Good
I
guy.
know.
Are you
Man of
gonna,
honor.
are you going to be upset about Texas A&M being ranked 4th?
No, I have him at 4th.
Okay.
Well, in fairness, so I don't think my poll's very well represented because I do have Alabama over in A&M because I don't think A&M's that good.
See my point?
Yeah, but you're in his bubble. The amount of people who, like, I think A&M's a good team. We'll see what happens the rest of the season. Just remove yourself from his hatred.
I can't.
He doesn't represent, like, to come in here and be like, everyone cares about A&M. No one, we'll see what happens.
No, that is fair. That is fair. But then whenever it comes up, it's like people can't just say A&M is a good
Yeah,
football
they're
team.
good.
Okay.
We'll see.
It's like
There's a
nobody
lot
in
of
the SEC
season
said, well,
left.
it's Alabama.
There's a lot
A&M.
of season
I understand,
left.
and
Yeah.
I will tell you, Dan.
Yeah.
Bobby Petrino in Arkansas makes me a little nervous.
Yeah,
It
of
should.
course.
Makes me a little
They
nervous.
should
Now
absolutely
we're
make you
13 and
nervous.
1 against them, but it makes me a little nervous. LSU at night next week. Beside the point.
Look how small this mug looks in my hand.
Let me see.
You got
Pretty
big
cool, huh?
hands.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Big hands. Okay, that's the show, and I guess we'll be back next week. I don't know if we're in the studio or on the road. We'll see. We'll be back.